Good afternoon, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Thursday, April 16th, 2015, around 4:35 p.m. in Billerica, Massachusetts. Nice day out. Highs about 60 degrees today. Some news to report. The NFL is going to be reinstating Vikings running back Adrian Peterson tomorrow. Also, the NBA and NBA Players Association has announced that beginning next year, they'll be testing for HGH. And the Cleveland Cavaliers are a 9-4 favorite to win the NBA championship. It's Ashley National Happy Wear Your Pajamas to Work Day and National High Five Day. And that's about it on the news. My second video blog of the day is about the skydome / Rogers Center in Toronto, Canada. The skydome / Rogers Center is home to the Toronto Blue Jays of Major League Baseball and the Toronto Argonauts of the CFL, and it's hosted many events over the years. And the main impetus of skydome / Rogers Center happened around 1982 when the Grey Cup, which is the equivalent of the Super Bowl for like Canadian football, was played in November of 1982. It was held outside at Exhibition Stadium, which was the original home of the Toronto Blue Jays and the Toronto Argonauts, but it was held during a major rainstorm, and about 7.6 million viewers in Canada watched the Grey Cup. It was the most watched Grey Cup at the time, and the Premier of Ontario at the time says he wanted a new stadium with a dome to host football and baseball for the Blue Jays and Argonauts. And in 1985, they started to look at sites. They looked at the Exhibition Place in Toronto, Downsview Airport, and York University, along with CN Tower near Union Station in Toronto, as sites for this like new stadium, which was going to host the Blue Jays and the Argonauts. And they selected CN Tower area near like Union Station in Toronto, Canada. And the funding was half public, half private. And in 1987, they had a contest in the Toronto Sun to name it. The final four names were the Skydome, the Tower Dome, Harbor Dome, and Jester Dome, and they picked the Skydome. And it cost $570 million, which Canadian money, to build Skydome, which the equivalent will be close to $1 billion today. And it opened on June 3rd, 1989, and it seats 49,282 for baseball. It has, like, at first it had artificial turf, but in 2010 they switched to field turf and also field grass, and they had a lot of gigantic scoreboards and the first retractable roof of any stadium in North America that was fully retractable. The Olympic Stadium in Montreal, Canada, had a retractable roof at one time, but eventually it had to be replaced with a permanent roof because they had trouble with making it retractable and stuff like that, and it broke a few times. And they also had over 5,700 club seats and 161 luxury boxes. Plus, there was a hotel in the Skydome and several restaurants, including the Hard Rock Cafe, which closed down in 2009. 70 of the hotel rooms overlook the Skydome or Rogers Center, and Rogers Center has been home to the Toronto Blue Jays since 1989. The Blue Jays won 5 American League East titles, 2 American League pennants, and 2 World Series championships, and also the home of the Toronto Argonauts for the CFL, which seats 53,506 for football. Plus, WrestleMania 6 and WrestleMania 18 were held at Skydome, and it's also been home to like a lot of other things, like the Toronto Raptors of the NBA for about 4 years before Air Canada Center was open. They had to reconfigure it just for basketball, and they had soccer games there, cricket, Australian rules football, and so many other stuff. Track races, you name it. It was at the skydome / Rogers Center. 2005, Rogers Communication bought the Skydome, and they renamed it the Rogers Center, and it's been the name Rogers Center ever since. And also they had a few NFL exhibition games at the Rogers Center. The Buffalo Bills played one game a year at Rogers Center for about like 6-7 years, but they stopped that agreement in 2014 and stuff. And there's been push to get an NFL team in Toronto, Canada, to play at the Skydome, but I don't know if that would work or not because they have the CFL and stuff. And Rogers Center is a decent place to see a baseball game. A lot of fans in Toronto wish they had like kind of a baseball only ballpark, especially when they had these retro ballpark boom of the 1990s. A lot of fans of Toronto wish they had a ballpark similar to Camden Yards and Jacobs Field, etc., etc. And Rogers Center has an awesome scoreboard, a gigantic scoreboard, which also could be used as a giant screen movie theater, which they've shown a few events there at the Rogers Center with the projection of the big movie screen theater, including the last episode of Cheers in 1993, Princess Diana's funeral, and a few others. And the Rogers Center is a great place. It's one of probably the last multi-purpose stadiums in North America around, and it's still going strong after close to 26 years. There's talk about maybe having an NHL Heritage Classic at the Skydome or an NHL Winter Classic, but they would have to open up the roof for that, the Rogers Center roof, and they tend not to. They keep the roof closed during cold weather months, so I don't know if we're going to see an NHL outdoor game at Rogers Center for the Maple Leafs and stuff like that, but you never know and stuff. And I've never been to Toronto, but I've heard good stuff about the Rogers Center, and it's a great facility. And that's about it on Rogers Center / Skydome. We'll be back. I'll be back for the third and final video blog of the night, which will be about Hockey Hall of Famer Steve Yzerman and the continuation of personality profiles for NHL captains who led their teams to Stanley Cup championships. Have a good day, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Bye now.